Hi, everyone. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. I want to share with you today 11 new decks that I'm adding to my collection. These are new decks to me. They are all mass market decks. I was on vacation recently and I had a birthday, so I bought myself some new decks. So I'm going to go through these one at a time with you. We're going to do a quick first impression. We're going to open them up, take a look at them. And I'm going to go ahead and add them to my collection so that I can start sharing with you soon on all of my videos. So welcome to anybody that's new. Welcome back to all of my subscribers. I hope you enjoy these decks as much as I will, and we'll do them one at a time. The first deck I'm going to add to my collection is the Simply Deep Tarot. These are all mass market decks. I did take off the plastic. I haven't opened up the boxes yet, so you're seeing them at the same time I am. These are one of my favorite boxes, this little metallic flip top box. They are one of my favorites. So let's take a look at this, and we'll just, so the Simply Deep Tarot does come with a little book. Okay, let's take a look at the guidebook. Has a couple of key words, black and white, goes through each of the suits and the all of the major and minor cards. So little guidebook, does have a sleeve. So we'll just take off that sleeve. I do have my scissors. Let me just grab that thing off. Okay, so we'll do that. And okay, so it has a little bit of a sheen. It's pretty sturdy. Simply Deep. Okay, Schiffer is the manufacturer. Some more key. They always give you some extra cards, so we'll just put those to the side. I usually just throw those in the box and keep those to the side. So we're just going to do a handful of these just to give you the impression. One of the things that was drawn to me why I picked this deck was I just love the colors. I love the boldness. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a very simple deck. It could be a great beginner deck. There's my Fool, my Magician. So I grabbed it. You will probably be seeing me using this quite a bit. I thought this was a lot of fun. I'm always looking for different decks. Mass market decks are great. You know, jump on Amazon, you can buy them. So I love sharing my decks and the Emperor, but you can see the colors. The colors are bold, the Hierophant, the Lovers. Let's take a look at the suits. Let's just see how we're doing with the suits. Look at the sun. How fun is that? Just, you know, big, huge sunflower. A great beginner deck for those of you that might be just starting. Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, just to give you an idea. So this suit is the pentacles are in green, it looks like. So they're color coordinated. I have the swords are in yellow. Okay, so we'll take that. Two of Swords. Here's my Three of Swords, just to give you a sampling. It looks like the wands are in like a pink, kind of peachy, pinky color. So here's my Ace, Two of Wands, Three of Wands, Four of Wands, and last but not least, this kind of aqua blue color is very pretty for my cup suit. So this is pretty. Two of Cups, that's very pretty. And a Three of Cups. So they were playful, they were fun. I liked the colors, I liked the intensity. So I grabbed this for my collection. So we're gonna add this to my collection now, and you'll be seeing it soon. And next on my list is the Vanessa Tarot. Now this is a little US Games box. It's a little tin box. I do have quite a few tin boxes in my collection. I hadn't added this one, but I thought it was really cute. I do like the little tin boxes. So I always think they're just kind of fun. It does come with, let's just do it this way. It does come with a little guidebook. So a little black and white guidebook for those of you like to reference it. So you can keep that. It also has an introduction card. So there's the introduction card. This is the back of the deck. Okay, it's smaller in scale as most of the tin decks are. So here would be a standard Rider-Waite, the Radiant Wise Tarot. So it's a little bit smaller in scale. I enjoy the shuffle on these. I always have a handful of smaller decks on my side, on my where I work, so that I can use them as clarifier. So this could be a great clarifier. Let's take a look together. Cardstock is great. Again, fun, whimsical colors. There's the Fool. Here's the Magician. Here is the High Priestess. I love her. That's the cover of the tin. Here's the Empress. I mean, just a really fun deck. The Emperor, look at her. The Hierophant. Here's the Lovers. I love that. I love the angel over them. That's gorgeous. Just a fun deck. Let's take a look at the suits. Let's see what the suits are doing. All right, so let's go. Let's start with the Wands. Here's the Ace of Wands. I like the framing in the smaller scale. I think they're great. I mean, it's almost like a picture frame to me. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. I love this looking out. I love the details. I like the colors. I think this is a very clever deck. I'm surprised that I didn't buy this before, but it crossed my radar screen now, so it was meant to be. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. I love this. I love this kind of attitude. I like the attitude she has in that card, so that's cute. So my cups, my Three of Cups. Let's do the swords. Take a look at those. Here's my Two of Swords. Beautiful. Three of Swords. Look at her. She's devastated. Four of Swords. Cozy. And beautiful. See what else. And then my Pentacles. I have my Two of Pentacles. Double Dutch. Jump rope. I have a Three of Pentacles. So it's got a cute cleverness to it. It definitely has a personality. I will say that. Six of Pentacles. I think it has a great personality. I'm definitely looking forward to adding this to my collection. It looks like a lot of fun, and you will be seeing this deck soon. The next deck I'm adding to my collection for my big tarot and oracle deck haul is the Queer Tarot. And this caught my eye. I thought it was really unique, and I'm looking forward to checking this out. So this has a magnetic box. I like that. That's nice. Look at the inside cover. Just lots of fun stuff going on here. I do have a guidebook. I have also another box within a box, and it's kind of a velvet cushion. So the packaging is pretty substantial. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this guidebook real quick. Wow. Okay. So the guidebook is color coordinated here. It's got beautiful pages. It doesn't have images. It has a lot of text. Oh, here's the images back here. Oh, with all the suits. Look, you can see everything all at once. So it does have images. All right, my mistake. So I will take a look at this guidebook. The guidebooks are, oh, I see, the beginning of each suit, before they get into the text, they give you all the images. So that is pretty awesome. I'm going to take a look at that. I love reading through guidebooks because I always pick up something from the deck creators. I always learn something new. So I do read my guidebooks. Let me open this box without tearing it. So one of the tricks I learned a while ago is sometimes if you open the box from the bottom, you don't ruin the box. So just from experience. So let me just take a minute and get this out of the box, and it's covered in plastic. So the packaging is pretty substantial. Okay, so here we go. Brand new deck. Let's get this. Usually I try to take this stuff off before I videotape, but I didn't realize this was going to be Okay, so now I have all that packaging off. Let's take a look at the deck. I've got kind of a funky back, all right? This geometric pattern, beautiful. And the cardstock's actually pretty thick. They're pretty substantial, and they have a very smooth velveteen finish to them. So I do like that. I love this, the intensity of the color. Also, these kind of bright pinks, bright oranges, bright yellows. So the intensity of the colors are really awesome. I have the Fool. I've got a few of these down on the table. I have a Magician. You can see how pretty they are laid out in a spread. High Priestess. Look at the Empress in her power. Beautiful. The Emperor. I mean, the intensity of the colors are just popping. You know, they're gorgeous. The Hierophant. So this is going to be a fun deck to get to know. I love the Lovers. Look at the Lovers. How awesome is that? Let's get into some suits. Let's see what the suits are saying. Let's see. Okay, so here's an Ace of Wands. So traditional Rider-Waite-Smith format. Okay, just reinterpreted. And you can see, I love the drawing. I love the artwork. I think this is a great deck. A lot of fun. I'm going to be using all of these, obviously, because I ordered them. But I love the intensity of the colors. I was really looking for more playful decks. I feel like my collection has a lot of monotone colors and deeper colors, and I feel like I've moved in the direction of just more intensity for some reason lately. So it could be just, you know, what I'm going through, or I like the bright colors. Knight of Cups. All right, let's go into the swords. Here's the Two of Swords, Three of Swords. And look at her. Look at the Eight of Swords. Really beautiful artwork. I think this is a fun deck. Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Love this. Look at Five of Pentacles. I can't, I hope the camera's doing the color justice, because the intensity of the color is gorgeous. It's like a 70s feeling, you know, like these fun, bright colors. Six of Pentacles, gorgeous and beautiful. All right, so this is something that I can't wait to use. I can't wait to use. We're gonna be seeing this one. Ten of Pentacles, beautiful. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add this to my collection now. Next, we're adding the Moon and the Stars Tarot by Jane Wallace. Again, these were all mass market decks, hardcover box. So I bought these all on Amazon. I like the metallic box. These are one of my favorites. I store my decks on a lot of bookshelves. I have a whole wall of bookshelves, and I store them like a book. I store them up on end so I can read the binding and I can pull them directly off the shelf. So that is primarily how my decks are stored. Some decks don't fit that format, but that way I can see. So anytime I have a hard covered box that has the binding, that is always, you know, one of my favorite things. So let's see what's inside. Okay, so we've got a book. We've got a little guidebook. So let's see what the guidebook, how nice. Kind of glossy pages. It's got images. It's got a description of each of the cards. So beautiful, beautiful. Quick reference. Some pictures on the back. So again, I will take a flip through of this. I flip through them as I, you know, like in between other things. I'll just kind of flip through the guidebooks for each of my new decks and get to know my decks and before I start using them. So I do like to do that. All right, so I've got a glossy. It's a little bit oversized. I do feel it in my hand immediately. It's a little bit oversized. Let's just compare it to that Radiant Wise Spirit tarot. So you can see it's just a little bit of a larger deck. And it's got a gloss to it on the back. So the back is got this kind of moon and stars and energy going on. So it does have a gloss to it. You can see that. I have the Fool. Beautiful. I have the Magician. Scale does give you a keyword. This looks like a beginner deck. You could use this because it has the keywords, the High Priestess with the inner voice, very simplistic graphic design. I have the Empress, Nourishment. So very, very simple to read. It looks like, for those of you that are interested in learning tarot, it'd be a good beginner deck. So that's something that's nice. So that gives you an idea of some of the major cards, major arcana cards. Let's go into the suits and see what we have. So I have an Ace of Cups. They look like they're in color, divided into colors. So that's an indication of what suit you're in. So blue is my Ace of Cups, representing emotion. So I have Ace, Satisfaction. Here's my Two of Cups. So I've got a little bit of a pip kind of energy here. Here's my Three of Cups. So the suits are not as exciting to me. Let's see what I've got. My Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. Okay, so those are nice. The aces are yellow, so I have growth. Again, one keyword, it looks like, for each card. That gives you just something to jump off of if some of you are just starting out. I have a Page, Prospects. I have Trust, Knight of Pentacles. And then I have a purple for my swords. I have Three of Swords as a Heartbreak. So I like the keywords. I mean, it's not my first choice, but I use my decks in a lot of different ways. I don't think I would pull this deck for a personal reading because of the keywords. I don't want anything to influence my my reading, my intuitive reading. So, but my YouTube videos and having kind of lots to choose from. Sometimes these are a jump start with the keywords, the same as oracle cards. So I'm kind of feeling that way with this deck. Planning. You can see they're very pippy. They're very pippy. And then I've got Page of Wands, Invention. Knight of Wands, Immaturity. Okay, Queen of Wands, Charisma, and a King of Wands, I have Passion. So I did like what I did like about it was I did like the graphic element to it. I did think that was pretty, and I'm always looking for anything that has to do with moons and stars and the universe. So you know what? I said, I don't have this deck. I'm going to add this to my collection, and I do think that it was worth the investment, and I will be using it. The next deck in my deck haul is the Cirque Du Tarot. So this is by Liza Robinson. It is a hardcover deck. The same thing is true. I like having the edge. So for my book, my big, huge bookcase of, I have over 400 decks, so I have to organize them somehow. I have to be able to get to my decks. And don't let that discourage you. I am a professional reader. I read full-time all over the world. So I invest in my decks as part of my business. So I'm not saying that, because I expect anybody else to do the same thing. I do it because it's my full-time profession. It is my passion, and it's something that I love. So this is the inside of the deck. You can see it holds the cards, and it has this beautiful kind of imprinting. So, and I also love the ribbon. The ribbons always help when you're getting in and out of these boxes. It does have a guidebook. Let's just put this big box to the side for a second. And it does have a guidebook. It looks pretty substantial, actually. The guidebook is nice. The guidebook's glossy, color printed. How beautiful. So they've got descriptions for each of the suits and queens. Look at this. This is really very pretty. So I'm really looking forward to this guidebook. I think that will be beautiful. This is covered in plastic, so I'm going to take a second. Okay, so we've unwrapped the actual deck. So the deck feels like a traditional size to me, just with my hand. And this is the back of the deck. So it is reversible, which is always nice. I like this intensity, these colors. I think these colors are very pretty. I can feel the deck is sticking together. Sometimes when it's new, the you can hear the the deck just kind of coming apart. So it takes a little while to break in the deck, shuffling and kind of getting those cards separated. But let's take a look. I love the colors. These it's intense enough, but it's also toned down. You know, it's got kind of a gray undertone to all the colors. So you can see it's a little bit more muted. Very pretty. I have the Magician. Definitely a circus feel. I have the High Priestess. I love the Empress. Look at her. I have the Emperor, the Hierophant, beautiful. Look at the Lovers behind the scenes. It's like behind the scenes in the circus. So this is going to be a fun. You can tell like it tells a story. It just tells a story. Let's skip to the suits. Let's see what we're looking at. I have a Page of Cups. Beautiful. I think I skipped over the pages. Let's go back. Page of Wands. I see what they're doing. I see what they did. They did all the pages together, so they didn't break it down by suit. So here's all the pages, and then here's a Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. So you can just see the suits unfolding. All right, let's see if we can get just some of the basic cards. All right, so Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. Look at that Ace of Wands. That's gorgeous. I love that. Beautiful. Look at the fire in that. The Two of Wands. That's really sharp. So these are really pretty. This is really a fun deck. I'm going to really enjoy this. I'm going to do a deep dive into this guidebook. I have an Ace of Cups. This deck has been out for a while. This is not none of these are new to the market. They're new to me. They're all mass market decks that I just haven't ever purchased. So they're not new to the market. They're they've been out there for a while, and they're all, like I said, available. Three of Pentacles. It's kind of cool. Four of Pentacles. Really a fun deck. You probably would need to know your tarot system pretty well. This isn't a beginner deck. So you really would have to know your cards pretty well to look into some of the deeper meanings, it looks like. So, but, maybe an intermediate deck if you feel pretty comfortable. If you feel like you know where you're going, and certainly with the guidebook, you'll be okay. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups, Nine of Cups. All right. So I like the color scheme. I like the theme. I think the theme is beautiful. I think they're popping off the table. I'll always love that. And we are going to go ahead and add this to my collection now. The next deck we're adding to my deck haul today is the Faerie Tarot by Natalia Hertz. I hope I'm saying that right. US Games deck. Let's see if I can get this open. I'm going to go into the bottom. It is wrapped in plastic, so I'm going to take a moment to... Okay, so now that I've unpackaged it, it does come with an extra card. Sometimes I take these out of the box just so they don't get mixed up, and I'll put them in a big pile, and I use them for bookmarks. So because sometimes I'm like, you throw your deck back in, and then you're shuffling, and somehow that extra card got into the mix of your tarot deck. So it does come with a little guidebook, little black and white guidebook, which is pretty typical US Games. They always give you that little guidebook. So the back of the deck, it is this little bit square of a deck. It's a little bit kind of squattier and shorter of a deck. And that's the back. So it is reversible. I do like that. This blue. Let's see. Oh, fun colors. A little bit of a border. How cute is this? I have the Fool. I have the Magician. I love those infinity signs. Those are jumping out at me. I like the border with all the little details. The High Priestess. I like the intensity of the colors. The Empress, the Emperor. I do a lot with the fairy decks. Sometimes I'll coordinate a bunch of fairy decks all at the same time. So this is going to be a fun addition to that. Look at the Lovers. How fun is that with the hearts and the border? And I also kind of like this variegated, color, like this gradation on the border. So I think that's pretty sharp. I like the chariots with the seahorses. It's a very cute deck, very charming. Let's get into the suits. Let's see. So this is going into the King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Look at the Knight of Swords. These are great. This is going to be a fun deck. I have a 7 of Swords, 6 of Swords. I even like this kind of like splashing down here, like this. I'm moving forward, but I'm moving forward even at a faster pace, something like that. Let's see. Let's go into the Wands. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Where's my... I just want to see what my 4 of Wands looks like. 4 of Wands, 3 of Wands. He's riding a frog. This is fun. Let's see, 2 of Wands. These are really great. I'm really excited about this deck. Queen of Cups. I love the fantasy element. I love the details. I think it's very well done. Page of Cups. 4 Cups. 3 of Cups. I like the colors. 10 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Gorgeous. I think this is fun. This is one of those decks that, of course, is a theme deck. It's fantasy. It's fun. But I do a lot with that, and I like to coordinate both. I'll go into a theme, fairy oracle cards with fairy tarot cards, and I'll do a whole reading just around, 5 or 6 decks that are all fairy decks. So I love to play with stuff like that. That's part of my fun with my collection. So I'm really looking forward to using this deck. The next deck for my deck haul, my tarot deck haul, my big haul. It was my birthday. I treated myself. I don't usually buy this many decks all at once, but it was my birthday and I was on vacation, and I kind of got into Amazon and went a little wild. But this is the Velouria's Tarot by Samantha Rook, and it's a little box, and so I'm really kind of intrigued by this little deck. It's a rock pool deck. I like the binding. I like the little edging. It is a much smaller deck. So we're going to see what size this deck is. It has like a velvety kind of feel to the box. The box is kind of nice. Ooh, look at that pink. That's kind of fun. I'm going to take a moment and unpack this packaging also, but let's put this back together. We're going to take a look at this. We're going to take a look at this little book, and let me just take the plastic off. Okay, so I can't wait to see how this deck is, because so far I'm just getting this impression like super cute, super cute. I needed this. So glad I bought it. So it has this little guidebook with color and an image and a little bit of text. So, I mean, you could flip through this and read this in, 45 minutes, half an hour, throw it in your pocketbook and just kind of read it, and, sometimes it's just fun to read through. It's always a reminder. I mean, you do learn new things in each of the guidebooks. So I do encourage people to take a look at them and see what the deck creator's intentions were, because you'll pick up different things. Now, this is a much smaller deck, as I said. Let's start with size. So just to give you an idea, it's a much smaller deck. It's very cute. portable. I mean, you could take that with you somewhere if you wanted to. So it has rounded corners, which I kind of like. That's something different. And it has this gorgeous, this is actually a bright pink. I don't know if my camera is picking it up as pink. It's, you know, it looks a little orange in my camera, but it is a very bright pink edging. So, and the back is this floral, and it's a combination of the pink and the turquoise. So very pretty. And let's take a look. So here's my Fool, Magician. This is going to be a cute deck. I have the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, Hierophant, Lover's card, Chariot, okay, Strength. So you can see the color schemes. I mean, it's just really pretty. It's this turquoise, white, pinks. I mean, just a really pretty color palette. I mean, just gorgeous. Look at the tower. I love that. It looks like an old-fashioned dollhouse to me. That's beautiful. And here's the star, making a wish. Really, really very cute, very charming. Let's go into some of the suits. Ace of Swords, 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords. So the colors alternate, the images alternate. Knight of Swords, okay, Queen of Swords, beautiful. Let's go into the wands. Let's see what the wands are doing. 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands. So pretty simple graphics, but that's what I liked about the deck. I thought that I liked the simplicity. I loved the color scheme. That's what was drawing me to this deck. King of Wands. I just thought they were playful. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups. I mean, you literally could take this with you wherever you go. I mean, you could just, you know, throw that in a bag. 8 of Cups. Oh, look at the page. That's cute. She's like winking, winking over her shoulder. That's cute. Let's see. And crystals, pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. They're calling it crystals in this deck. 3 of crystals, 4 of crystals. I love this. I think this is fun. I think this is exciting. You will definitely be seeing these in my videos. This is such a cute deck. You know, let me know below if you like this one. Let me know which decks you like. Let me know which decks you feel like these are something that you would add to your collection. I would love to know that. So out of this deck haul, I did add 1 Oracle deck to my collection. So I was really looking forward to this. I have quite a few other Sandra Ann Taylor decks, and I love her artwork. So this is the Energy and Spirit Oracle. And I love how her decks and her boxing and her packaging is all consistent, because I can find her decks in my collection very easily. So I'm really looking forward to this deck. So the Energy and Spirit Oracle hard box with the cutouts for the thumbs so that you can release the top. That's like so important to me. And then I've got a guidebook. So we'll just put this over here. And we've got a guidebook, and it does come with a sleeve. So let me just take that off real quickly. It does have a sleeve, so it is new. All right, so here is the Energy, Spirit, and Oracle guidebook, which are great to read. This is something that is worth the investment, okay? They have upright and reverse. So if you are doing reversals with this Oracle deck, I don't do Oracle decks that often in reversals. I can read both tarot in reverse and upright, of course. I tend to record in upright only because I want people to see the images on the deck. So I do have a tendency to record all of my videos on YouTube in an upright position. But only because I think the decks are so pretty and I want you to see the images. So that's usually why I do that. But they are giving you both upright and reversals for this Oracle deck, which is nice. So here's the back of the deck. It's this beautiful, soft, pastel-y purple, and it's very kind of, I don't know, it feels very spiritual to me. It certainly comes across as a spiritual energy. So that I like. Let's see. We're going to do just a few of these. I have mindfulness, peaceful presence, quiet mind. You can see the artwork is so gorgeous. Detachment, longing, desperation, spider web feeling, sensitivity and strength. I love that feather floating, tapping the forces within. I mean, just gorgeous energy. I knew I was going to love this. Freedom, moving on and letting go. There you go. Wisdom of the Mage, mental clarity, up from the depths, releasing difficulty. Absolutely. Past life guides, karmic lessons, present assistance, a teacher, learning a new path. Yeah, I'm going to go into, when I have time, look at the loving, look at the healing heart. Oh, love, acceptance, and romance. How gorgeous is that? I'm going to take my time. This is one of those decks that I'm literally going to go card by card, and I'm going to go into the guidebook, and I'm going to look up the guidebook, and I'm going to go through and one card at a time and just see what the artist's intentions were for this deck, because I think that that's the only way that you can really do a deep dive into this quality of a deck. So I'm really excited about adding another Sandra and Taylor deck to my collection, and I'm really looking forward to using this. I couldn't help myself but add the pocket size Light Seers tin edition to my collection. It was, I mean, I think that the Light Seers Tarot is a workhorse. I think that it is such an amazing deck that has been on the market for a long time. It's a very easy read. It's a very intuitive read. Most of you are probably familiar with it, but I want to do a comparison with the size. So I did pull out the original deck. Let's take a look at this. Oh, it has a cute little guidebook. I love this. Again, another tin. Oh, it's so cute. It's like one of my favorites, but in mini form. So I'm kind of excited about it. I mean, this is really fun. Now, this is something that I would consider throwing in a book bag and carrying around with me. I mean, this is one of those decks that you can't go wrong with. Look at the cute little pocket book, the little pocket guide. So little miniature pocket guide. I love it. It's in black and white, but that's okay. You know, again, take your time, look at that. So let's just look at the side by side. So here's the mini, and here's the you know, the large scale. So to give you an idea of the scale. All right. So I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be using it as a clarifier. You may be seeing me pulling it out. I'm sure it's going to be a great little shuffle. And then you guys are familiar with this deck. You've seen this deck a lot of times on a lot of channels. So here's my magician. So this is just the mini version. So it's just so cute. Look at my little tower. This is one of my favorite 10 of Wands. It's such a great deck. I don't know anybody who doesn't love this deck. I think it's such a beautiful deck. You can read with it intuitively. It's really a workhorse. It's always on my table. It's something that I can go to. I can go to in a very short period of time and just feel very comfortable with it. So 9 of Swords. You guys are familiar with this deck. Like I said, I had to get the tin version. It's like my collection would not be complete without the Light Seers tin pocket edition. So here it is, and it's on my table, and I'm so excited to add it. Another tarot deck that I added to my shopping cart on Amazon for my birthday haul was the Mind's Eye Tarot by Olivia Rose. So let's take a look at this. It is a hardcover box. I do have the edging so I can see the name of the box. And I didn't realize the box was damaged in shipping, but that's okay. I can live with that as long as the decks are okay. Let's get the decks out. It has a nice, it does have a release. It does have the, it does have the ribbon. It does have a ribbon release. So I always enjoy that. And I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to just take the wrap. Okay, so now that I have the plastic wrap off, it comes with a beautiful guidebook. Looks pretty substantial. So let's take a look inside. Whoa, it's gorgeous. It's glossy, big color, full color, descriptions, meaning, reverse meaning. Look at this. This is really, really pretty. So this is very high quality printing guidebook. Very, very pretty. So we are excited about that. We'll be taking a look at that. This is has a dark colored backing. It is reversible. It's kind of a pattern that can go any which way, and it does have a gilded edging. So let's take a look. Looks like a traditional size tarot card. I like the texture. The texture, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it has almost a linen-y edge to it. It feels like a linen. I'm going to guess that, I'm going to show you the cards, but I'm going to guess that this deck is going to have a beautiful shuffle to it, just based on the weight of it and the hand. So look at the colors in this. This is, whoa, I don't know what's my favorite deck so far, but I'm going to say that this might be right up there. This is pretty sharp. I have the Magician. Look at this. I have the High Priestess. This is gorgeous. Look at the artwork. So pretty. I have the Empress. I love the intensity. I like the black. I like the black bordering down here. I like the Emperor. Look at these. Look at the Wheel of Fortune. It's a lot going on, but I love it. I think out of the new decks that I have added is right now, this is really jumping out in my wheelhouse of I can't wait to use this deck. And I'm going to shuffle it in a second when I get through this. Look at the sun. I'm so excited about this deck. This is really pretty. All right, so let's see the suits. I have an Ace of Wands. Beautiful. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Look at the detail in this, in the colors and the intensity. It's so pretty. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I really like this. So the Mind's Eye Tarot. Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. Look at that. I just think it's so pretty. I really do. It's a great fall deck too. It definitely has a fall vibe to me. So you may be seeing this more in the next few weeks. Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Really pretty. Let's get the swords. 2 of Swords. Here's my 3 of Swords. Look at the sorrow. You can see, I just love that there's an individual in it. It's not just a heart with 3 swords. That I like. All right, let's get 10 of Swords. Definitely, like I said, it has a fall tone to me. 2 of Pentacles. I can see it pairing with some decks. I can already see it pairing with some other decks that I own that would have the same kind of feel. They look pretty together. 9 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. I like the energy in that 10 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Look at the Knight. Isn't that gorgeous? Is that not gorgeous? That is gorgeous. I just want to do a quick shuffle because I think that this is because of the weight. Sometimes it's the card stock, but sometimes it's the weight of the card. And yeah, see how it's like, for me, that sound, this is right up there in one of my favorite decks to shuffle. It's got the weight, it's got the sound. I just feel the movement in the deck. This is a fave. Let me know in the comments below if this is a fave for you. And last but not least, as part of my tarot and oracle deck book haul for my birthday, was the Tarot of the Enchanted Garden. So this is a Lo Scarabeo deck. I like the boxing always, if I can get the boxing undone. Let's see. Okay, so I broke into the box. The box is a slide box and it was really tight, but you can see from the slide box that the deck and the guidebook go inside the slide box. But it does go on the shelf for me with the, you can tell what deck it is. We have an image here so I could recognize what the deck is. And it has a little guidebook. So little black and white guidebook. Does it have any color? It has some colored pictures. Okay, some small. Comes in different languages, which I believe that most of these decks do that. So it comes in little bit of a spread. Okay, so you can take a look at that. Came with a couple of extra cards. Again, I put this in my bookmark. I usually take these out of the deck because I know the name of the deck. And when I put the deck back in the box, I'm not shuffling these in. So sometimes I take those out, or I make sure that they're tucked in like behind the deck. So when I pull out the deck, that I'm not incorporating those into the shuffle. So here's the back of the deck, and it is not reversible. So that's okay. Nothing special about the edging. And let's see what the colors look like. It looks like pretty muted. I have a Fool and my Magician, my High Priestess, my Empress, my Emperor. So you can see the colors are pretty muted. I do like the little bit. It's not quite a major border. It's just a little edging just to kind of frame it. I do think that that's pretty. Let's go into the suits. You do need to know you're not getting the names of the major arcana cards. So you will need to know your cards pretty well. You're just getting some numbers. So you need to know those numbers pretty well. Let's see, an Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Cups. Let's see what they're very whimsical. I mean, it definitely looks like some kind of enchanted, fairy. I do like that. The Queen of Cups, she's very pretty. I think that's nice. Let's go into the Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. So it is along the Rider-Waite-Smith. I mean, you can see a traditional kind of format here. So it is following a Rider-Waite-Smith format. So they're pretty easy to read with that. I like this, Nine of Pentacles. The colors are muted. They're very soft. They're soft pastels. It's a soft pink. It's a soft purple. There's a little bit of kind of a minty emerald green in here. So the colors are very, very muted. That looks like my Knight of Pentacles. I like the little splashes of color here and there, but it's a very monochromatic tone to me. Let's see. Five of Wands. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. And a Queen of Wands, she's pretty cool. King of Wands. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. I think I was just so excited by the Mind's Eye Tarot, the last deck, that it's pretty. I'm going to use it. I'm sure I'm going to love it once I get into it. Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Six of Swords. But the tones are much more monochromatic than I thought that they would be. This looks like my Knight, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. There it is. Queen of Swords and King of Swords. So you can kind of see how they're working together. It's a very pretty deck. It is a pretty deck. And again, I get kind of a fall vibe, or even going into winter. Like I might pull this out more in the winter months. Like it does have a cool undertone to it. It does have a cool feeling to it, but it is very, very pretty. So that wraps up our deck haul for today. And I hope you enjoyed all of these decks. If you did, please comment below. I want to thank Spirit for the opportunity to share these decks with you, for the opportunity to love doing this work as much as I do. And I want to thank you all for joining me today.